So it's the end of the first week in June now, and we're at Joe the Quilter's cottage, where we're really working hard to just put the finishing touches to the building so that we can load the collections in the next few weeks. You can see what we're doing at the moment out here is pointing the stonework in lime mortar. We've got our thatcher working frantically, getting the heather thatched roof on. And we're also mixing up and putting down the grounding for the flagstone floor that'll be in the in-house, and there's some more work going on inside as well. So it really is a hive of activity at the moment. Lots of work being done just to get the building finished. So we're starting to lay the paving flags in the building here. We recovered some of the original flagstones from around the fireplace here, and so they'll be reinstalled, and then modern flagstones to replace the rest around the rest of the house. And the partition wall that you can see the beam forming the base of here is going to be wattle and daubed. So there'll be a wooden frame here, the withies, the wattle weaved through that, and then the daub applied as the last step to get that completed. And the other side of that wall is where Joe the Quilter used to keep his chickens. So that's a very simple area of sort of beaten earth floor. That's one of the last things we'll do in the building. You can see the thatch making its way up the roof here from inside, and the lime washing as well. So we're starting to do that on the inside of the building, and that was done partly just to introduce more light into the building. People forget how rare a commodity light was in old buildings before electricity, so it just helped make all the walls a bit more reflective and feel a bit brighter and more spacious. So work's progressing well on the coaching inside here. You can see the foundations are now being poured, and that's really the last step of work that Seymour are going to undertake here before they move off site, and in due course our masonry teams will come in and start to work on the coaching in here. It's quite a large site. You can see there's still the back half of the building to work on here, so there's a little bit of work left here to do, but it's going very quickly, and obviously we're excited to see the shape of the building starting to appear and understand the scale of the building. We're on top of the pit heap here, looking out over the site, and as you can see we're really very close to finishing this phase of works, and really what we're up to now is the last bits of sort of snagging, tidying up some of the final services. All the main roads for the site have been installed though, so you can see the layout of the site here, the front street, the sort of side roads, the little housing estate, and of course the work continuing on the community centre, which will be the first building in the 1950s area to be completed. So this is quite a big moment in terms of the completion of the project, as Seymour, the contractor, are now moving off site and really handing back to Beamish, and we're moving away from the infrastructure phase of the works into the full build programme that will take place over the next few years. We've come a bit further around the pit heap to look at the community centre, and you can see the cladding is now being installed onto the building, and we're very close to starting the roof. That's one of the next sort of steps in the building. So fairly soon we'll have the weatherproof shell completed. The roof is pan tiles, new pan tiles, and so the completion of that phase of works is quite important, and then we'll go in and start the fit out works. Important details like the formica kitchen, the sprung floor so that dancers can be held in the building, and that'll take some time, but having the sort of exterior completed is the next milestone in this building. This is the early stages of Spainsfield Farm that we're rebuilding here in the middle of the site. As you can see, although it's a traditional stone building, we're building the early stages here in blockwork. That allows us to give it a very rigid structure, so the retaining wall at the back of the farm and the associated buildings has to hold up the slope in the bank really. And we're not purists about the way we build, so if we can make something a little bit cheaper, a little bit easier to build, without it spoiling the appearance of the building when it's finished, we're always happy to do that. So that's what's going on here at the moment, building in this retaining structure, and the next step will be to bring the stone from the site that we recovered and start rebuilding the farm in its entirety.